Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Got 5 people online today. That's very exciting. Um, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the rain falling on the steel roof overhead. So that could be a challenge. And the weather today could also be a challenge. It might affect the signal just a little bit. So keeping that in mind. Today, it's all about the feet, of course. But the feet and how it relates to balancing. So yesterday I did a gentle yoga video, chair class, about keeping your feet healthy and pliable, flexible, strong. So piggybacking on that, you can always check it out. It is fully uploaded, not edited yet, but fully uploaded and available. Today, we're really going to focus a little bit more on getting your muscles to respond, to engage the feet, which in turn steadies the whole body, right? Just like a building, you have to have a strong foundation to balance. And when your feet are firmly planted on the mat, you feel strong and grounded. You're able to rise up and feel the freedom in the upper body. That's what we're focusing on today. So I have a yoga block right here, but it is optional. If you have one, go ahead and grab it. If you don't worry about it. I'm going to demonstrate everything with and without a yoga block. A lot on my plate today. All right, so let's get started. Sitting tall. Hands resting on your thighs, palms up, palms down. If you feel a little tightness in the hips because you were working in the garden yesterday to avoid the rain today, you can go ahead and sit on your yoga block or sit on a rolled up blanket. You want your hips higher than your knees. Take a breath and go ahead and close your eyes. Take the first couple of breaths just to slow down. Here you are, you made it, you're on your mat, you're with me, it's awesome. Let's just take a moment to just breathe. Connect mind, body, and breath. Starting there. Because your mind needs to be connected to your breath, needs to be connected to your body. You want your body to respond with your intention. And of course, today's intention is to work through the feet, ground down into the earth, and see how the body responds. Building strength, building the foundation from the feet up, from the ground up. With your next breath out, just sink into the support beneath you. Support under your hips. If you're cross-legged, you might feel some weight in the ankles, the edges of the feet. Just sink in. Legs heavy, feet heavy, hips heavy. And now relax the shoulders. But don't lose the length in the upper body. Use the weight in the lower body, anchored to the earth, to feel space and openness in the upper body. Now just reach the crown of the head upwards. Feel that extra bit of lift and length through the spine. Keep that. Keep all of that. Anchor through the lower body, length and lift through the upper body, breath flowing. Next breath in, sweep the arms up. Hands coming together overhead. And as you exhale, let the hands float down, palm pressing palm. Do that again, releasing the hands, sweeping up with the breath in. Hands coming together and floating down. Now if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. This time, sweep the gaze upward as the hands reach upwards. Heavy through the legs and hips, anchored to the earth. And as the gaze goes upwards, the lightness, the upper body opens even more. One more breath. As your hands come down in front of your heart, just close your eyes once more or bring your gaze downward. Just take a couple of breaths here. Feel your body, feel your breath. Feel the awareness connecting mind, body, and breath. Release your hands. Open your eyes. Let's come to standing at the top of the mat. And of course, we're going to start in mountain pose today. It makes perfect sense. So starting with feet hip distance apart. Remember, that's a fist width between the balls of the big toes, possibly more, maybe 2 fist widths at the most, depending on the width of your hips. So your heels are underneath your hip bones, not the outside edges of your hips, but your hip bones, straight down. Toes are pointing towards the top of the mat, especially your second toe. Think about the second toes pointing straight to the top of the mat, not necessarily big toes. So if you have a habit of being a little pigeon-toed with turning the feet outwards, just take a moment to turn them in. Now standing tall, just release the arms, let your arms rest at your sides. Bringing awareness to the soles of your feet. Now you want to feel equal weight in the soles of the feet, the front of the feet and the back of the feet. In yoga, we talk about the 4 corners of the feet. The ball of the big toe, the inner heel, the ball of the baby toes, and outer heel. Those are the 4 corners where you want the weight equally distributed. Now there's a tendency, as we get older, for the soles of the feet, the muscles in the legs, the tendons become stretched because you've spent a lifetime walking, your feet bearing weight. So the arches tend to fall. This is key here. The arches need to lift to stabilize the soles of the feet, which means you really need to ground down through the ball of the baby toe and the outer heel. We have a habit of resting the weight on the ball of the big toe and the inner heel. So really anchor the outside edges of your feet, ball of the baby toe and the outer heel. Notice how your arches lift. You don't need to look, you can feel it. You can feel the skin of your ankles, the arches pulling upwards. Now keep that. Push the feet into the ground. Soles of the feet press down. Notice how now your ankles and your legs, your lower legs, your calves, have kind of begun to spring to life. You can feel your leg muscles working their way up, hugging the bones. Keep the soles of the feet pressing down. You want knees over top of ankles. Hips over top of knees. Now draw the belly in just a little bit, stabilize through the midsection. And as the belly pulls in, the rib cage knits together slightly. The tailbone just starts to point down towards the floor rather than tilting outwards. We're stabilizing the pelvis here, stabilizing the midsection, working on balance, muscle response from the soles of the feet up. Keep that. Feet pressing down, belly, rib cage drawing in, tailbone pointing straight down towards the floor. Not tilted forwards, straight down. Now draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Roll them back, slide them down. Keep the belly and the rib cage strong, but room for the breath to flow. Now, as soon as the shoulders roll back, Shoulder blades sliding down towards your hips, pulling in towards the spine. You feel the openness through the front of the body, the collarbones and the shoulders. Palms just turn forward, just slightly. Takes a little bit of muscle energy here to keep the palms turned forward, because we have a habit of rolling the shoulders forward, rolling the hands in and back, because we spend a lot of time sitting, a lot of time on the computer, a lot of time with the telephone. Pull back, open up, bringing the gaze upwards just slightly, just higher up on the wall. Instead of looking down at the corner, look straight in front of you. And you want to feel your ears in line with your shoulders. Chin parallel to the floor. So not lifting, but parallel. Crown of the head, the spot directly above your ears, reaching up for the ceiling. Feel that lift? There's that lift again. When we were sitting down, we anchored the legs, lifted through the crown of the head, found more room in the upper body. This is work. Proper alignment, balance, stability takes strength, awareness. Now keep that and just sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, release the arms down. Sweep the arms up again. Now keep the palms upwards as you exhale and sweep the hands down. Stay open through the shoulders. Again, try and bring the hands overhead now and releasing down. Try to pull the hands behind your hips. Bend the elbows just slightly. Let's do one more breath. Inhale, bringing the hands, wrists over top of shoulders. Keep the palms turned back and release. Thumbs pointing out. Let's come into mountain pose with a sweep out to the sides with the breath in. Bring the arms up, wrists over top of shoulders, palms turned in now, thumbs pointing backwards. Now bring your gaze upwards. If you can, look directly overhead between your hands. Think of your hands framing exactly what you're looking at. Now, you might have lost some of the stability here. So re-engage. Push into the floor with the soles of the feet. Feel the weight equally distributed. Feel the leg muscles hugging the bones. Draw the belly and the rib cage in. Create some stability around the core, around the girdle. Drop the shoulders down. Feel the shoulder blades sliding in towards your spine. And just gazing upwards. Part your teeth. Really relax your jaw and release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Take one more breath. Inhale, and as you exhale, come all the way back to mountain pose, sweeping around and out, hands to your sides, palms turned forward, thumbs pointing outwards just slightly. Returning to mountain pose. Feel the ease in your mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees, bow forward. Bring your fingertips to the mat. Just pause here. Fingertips to the mat. So at this point, you can reach for your block. Just going to do a couple of little folds here, warming up the spine just slightly. If you have your block, go ahead and use it. If not, just keep your knees bent enough that your fingertips are supported by the floor. Now inhale, lift the eyes forward. And as you exhale, just fold over your thighs. Round through the back. Exaggerate your chin tucking towards your chest. Feel the weight in your heels. Inhale, lift the eyes up forward, shift your weight forward into the balls of the toes. Keeping the heels connected to the mat. Exhale, round through the back, shift your weight into your heels, tuck your chin towards your chest. Do this again, 2 more times, 2 more breaths. As you inhale, weight shifts forward, eyes gaze forward. Exhale. Fold over the thighs, chin tucks towards chest. One more time. And exhale. Now, your next breath in, just look straight down at the spot between your hands. Again, it's like your hands are framing what you're looking at, your focal point. push into the soles of your feet here. Engage the feet. You can feel the legs already beginning to lift. Legs strong, freedom in the upper body. You can let go of the support under your hands. Sweep out and up with your breath in. Gaze at your focal point straight ahead. Bring your hands together overhead. And let your hands float down, palm pressing to palm. Pause here for a breath. Relax the feet. Now, keeping the palms pressing together, let's just work on the feet a little bit. Just alternate pumping the heels. Keep the palms together. Really bend into the balls of the toes. Hearing all those cracks and pops in the joints of the toes. Just giving the soles of the feet a little bit of a stretch here. If your feet were grabbing heavily onto the mat, they might feel a little bit achy. So just take a moment to pull the feet away, give them a little bit of a stretch. Now inhale, let the hands float up. And as you exhale, release out, returning to mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, bow forward, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Hands firmly planted on the mat. Remember our little lesson last week to use the fingers as well as the hands, really ground down through the index finger knuckle, right at the top corner of the palm. Now take a moment here to stretch out the feet, lifting the heels, shifting your weight from foot to foot. You can even lift one foot off, and then switch. Ooh. Rotate through the ankle a little bit. Rotate through the other ankle. There we go. Now lift your heels, bend your knees. Take a moment here really to bend the knees as deeply as you can. Then lift the hips and push the heels down towards the mat. Take a breath. Full downward dog position here. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. As you exhale, bend your knees, release your hands, sweep the rest of the way up, all the way up. Release your hands. Coming back to mountain pose. Now relax the feet here. Rather than pushing the soles of the feet into the floor, just get a sense that the weight is equally distributed on the front, back, four corners of each foot. Each leg perfectly aligned. So hips over top of ankles, shoulders over top of hips. Really open through the collarbones, chin parallel to the floor. And just feel that intuitive response through the belly and the rib cage, holding you steady, holding you in perfect alignment. For you, of course. All of these alignment cues are guides. You have to find how your body responds. That's why we practice on the yoga mat. All right, let's inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, release the arms, bend your knees, hands to your hips. Let's step the right foot back, way back. Long lunge step to the very back of the mat. So you're in a high lunge. Left knee is bent, knee is pointing in the same direction as your toes. You can still see your left toes. High on the ball of the right big toe, push into the mat and lengthen the right knee. The longer the right knee is, the deeper the stretch is into the front of the right hip. Now keep that. Anchor, right big toe down and pull forward. Left heel pulls back. With the scissoring action in the feet, you can feel anchored to the mat, grounded. Freedom in the upper body. So let's play with the freedom in the upper body a little bit. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Cross overhead, and as you exhale, sweep around and down. Now do that one more time. Inhale, sweeping out and up. Bringing the other arm in front this time as you cross overhead. Don't worry if you don't remember. As you exhale, sweep around and down. Now keep pushing into the ball of the right big toe. Hands to your hips. Pivot on the ball of your right big toe at the same time. Pivot your shoulders. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Plant your heel. Keep the left foot as active as the right. Turning to the right. Now if you feel like your right foot's not in the right spot, adjust it. Adjusting the right foot, not the left. The left foot is holding more weight. Now press into the mat with the baby toe outer heel of the right foot and pull towards the top of the mat. Take a breath in, just sweep up, all the way up. And as you exhale, sweep out. Left elbow comes to your left thigh, right hand comes to your right hip. Ooh, use your left elbow to anchor your left knee over top of your ankle. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, roll the right shoulder back. Bring your gaze upwards. Keep the ball of the baby toe outer heel pressing into the mat to keep the arch engaged. There's a habit here in this wide stance, this 90-degree stance of the feet, to fall into the arch in your back foot. Keep the ball of the baby toe outer heel pressing down, pulling towards the top of the mat. Now let's inhale, sweep the right arm up. Keep the gaze upwards. Look at all this freedom we have in the upper body, just because the legs are strong. It's amazing. Now a little more play here. Take a breath in. Right arm reaches forward. Look to the wall at the right. Reach as you exhale. Now a little more freedom here. As you inhale, pull, bend at the right elbow, pulling your upper arm down towards your rib cage. And then exhale, reaching towards the front once again. Do that again for 2 more breaths. Inhale, pull the elbow back, pull the upper arm towards your rib cage. And then exhale, reaching forwards. 1 more breath. Lengthen. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. Now use your right arm, swing it, pull the upper body upwards. Hands return to your hips. Well, this feels much easier now. Lift the right heel at the same time, turn forwards, pivoting on the ball of the right big toe. Keep the right big toe grounded, sole of the left foot grounded. Feel the balance. You're balanced and strong from the ground up. Now push with your right foot and step forward. Release. All right, taking a break here in mountain pose. Feet hip distance apart. Weight equally distributed between the 4 corners of both feet. Soles of the feet soft here. Minimal strength required to maintain alignment because you're aligned. Hips over top of ankles. Belly rib cage intuitively drawing in. Stabilizing the center. Shoulders over top of hips. Collarbones open. Crown of the head reaching upwards. Don't forget about the crown of the head. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep around and down. Hands to the hips. Bend your knees. Left foot steps back. Long lunge step to the back of the mat. Right knee is bent. You can see all of your toes on your right foot. Right knee pointing in the same direction as your toes. Push into the mat with the ball of the left big toe. Left heel is lifting as high as you can, but still steady, steady as you can be. Lengthen the back of the left leg to open up the front of the left hip. Pause here. Taking a breath. All right, getting ready to pivot. Push down with the left heel. So you want equal weight, equal work, not necessarily weight, work is the right cue from both legs. The weight is forward. So we're pivoting on the left foot at the same time, turning through the shoulders, turning through the rib cage, planting the left heel. If you feel like your left foot is in the wrong spot, adjust the left foot, not the right. It's always the back foot you adjust in yoga. Left foot should be in line with your right foot, not off to the side. So if you draw a line straight back from your right heel to your left, they should connect. Now press into the baby toe outer heel of the left foot and pull forward. Pull back with the right heel. Shoulders over top of hips once again. Hands on your hips for now. Sink into the soles of your feet. Left arch is lifting and engaged. You can feel your feet firmly planted on the earth. Here we go. Breath in, sweep up. Breath out. Right elbow to your right knee. Left hand to your hip. Use your right elbow to anchor your left knee in place over top of your ankle. Take a breath. As you exhale, bring the gaze upwards. Pausing here. Checking in. Soles of the feet are strong. Not a death grip on the mat with the soles of the feet, but just enough to hold you steady. You can feel your weight shifting, and that's your body responding, balancing itself, holding itself, bracing itself. Let's inhale, sweep, left arm straight up. Pausing here. Another breath, sweeping the arm and turning to look to the left. Really lengthening through the whole left side of the body, from your fingertips to your ankle, to the outside edge of your left foot. Looking straight to the left, getting ready for a little more movement, a little more play. Now that you're steady, inhale, bending the left elbow, pulling your upper arm towards your rib cage. Hand just floats past your ear. Exhale, reaching forwards, beyond the top edge of your mat. 2 more breaths. Breath in, elbow bends, upper arm squeezes towards your rib cage. And exhaling, reaching, exaggerating the stretch on the whole left side. 1 more breath. Notice how steady you are from the hips down. Now sweep, left arm straight up. Pause here, take a breath. Next breath in, we're going to use the momentum of the inhalation, swing of your left arm to pull up. Hands to your hips. Steady. Shift your awareness now from the upper body to the soles of the feet, especially the left foot. Right foot is pressed, planted. Slowly begin to peel your left heel off the mat, and then pivoting on the left big toe, turning forwards. Ready to push. Don't let the right leg do all the work here. Push with the left foot. Planting. Left foot beside the right foot. Returning to mountain pose. Inhale, stick the arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees, bow forward. Fingertips to the mat. You can have your knees bent enough so that there's support under your fingers, or you can go ahead and reach for your yoga block. If you want to come a little higher up, that's up to you. So working on a little bit of stretch through the back of the knees here. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, push the soles of the feet into the mat. Lift the hips up. Feel that deep stretch in the back of the legs from your hips to your heels. So good. Bend your knees. Plant your hands. So bending your knees enough, your hands are firmly connected to the mat. Fingertips, inside corner of the palm, thumbs. And step back to downward dog. One more breath here. Now lift your heels, bring your knees all the way down to the mat. Keep the toes curled under. Wrists under the shoulders. Take a breath, and as you exhale, just simply push your hips back towards your heels, stretching out the soles of the feet a little bit. Just feeling a little bit of intensity there behind the toes, but not so much that you are holding your breath or going, oh my goodness, when is this going to end? Come back up to table. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift to downward dog once more. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Take as many steps as you need to get there. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, a little bend behind the knees, a little softness there. Inhale, sweep out and up. Hands together overhead. And as you exhale, hands floating down, palm pressing upon. Pausing right here. Release the hands. Bring your hands to your hips. I'm going to stay sideways to the mat here, to the camera here, so you can get an idea of this next balance. So we're modifying Warrior 3 here, just for a little bit of play. Nothing big. Now just step your right foot back. Just reach your right foot back, just so you're landing on the very tip of your right big toe. Knee is bent softly. So you're not on the ball of your big toe, just on the tip of your big toe. Now, your hands on your hips, get a sense that your hips are level. So as soon as the right foot goes back, the right hip drops, left hip shifts up. Level it out. Just feel that in your body. Now you can feel the left leg working more than the right leg. So spread your toes on your right foot, and now lengthen the back of the right leg as much as possible. Keep the toes spread on the right foot. Shift the shoulders forward, just slightly. Keep the right toes spread. Now push the right heel back. So both legs stay equally active, even though it's the left leg that's weight bearing. Feel the weight, the sole of your left foot kind of quivering, holding on to the mat. Now if you feel steady enough, go ahead and lift. Just float your right foot, right big toe off the mat. Just enough that you're not touching anymore. Hands are still on your hips. Use your hands to squeeze in. Really pull in everything into the core. Reach with the right heel. Spread the toes on the right foot. Keep the right foot, right leg just as active as the left. Now keep that, and then seesaw your right foot, slide it into place beside your left. Shifting your weight equally on both feet once again. Steady, stable, anchored through the soles of the feet. Pause right here. Relax the legs. Let's take a couple of breaths. Inhale, swooping up, and exhale, swooping down. Just take a couple of breaths. Just feel the energy in the left leg releasing. A lot of energy there to balance the whole body on the left leg. One more breath. Hands to your hips. All right, shifting your weight into your right leg. Just reach your left big toe back, just enough that the top of the left big toe lands on the mat. Knee bent. Push into the floor. Feel your hips under your hands. Shift the hips so that they're level. You'll feel your left hip lift, right hip drop. Just feeling in your body that the hips are level. Now spread your toes on your left foot and lengthen through the back of the left leg by reaching with the heel. Push the top of the big toe into the mat. Shift the shoulders forward. Take some of the curve out of the spine. Feel the weight in the right leg. Now engage the left. Toes spread wide. Push the left foot back. Reach with the left heel straight behind you. You might notice your toe just automatically begins to lift off the mat. Keep the hips level. Use your hands to squeeze into your hips to keep everything centered, balanced. Everything strong and stable. Keep the left heel reaching, toes spread wide. Both legs equally active, even though it's the right leg that's doing all the weight bearing here. By engaging the muscles on the left leg, it's taking some of the work out of the right. You need your body to respond. Now keep the left leg long, left foot active, and seesaw back into place. Left foot beside the right foot. Both hands are on your hips. Now look down. See if your feet are in alignment. Yay! Hip distance apart, toes pointing towards the top of the mat. Let's release the hands. Oh, let the energy from the right leg just dissipate. All that energy from hugging in the hips, just let that release throughout the whole body. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release down. 2 more breaths. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's sweep the arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees, back forward, fingertips to the mat. All right. Now find as much length as you can in the back of the legs. So lift up through the hips. Now feel the weight equally distributed in the soles of the feet, the 4 corners of each foot. Remember, that's ball of the big toe, inner heel, ball of the baby toe, outer heel. Now you can go ahead and use your yoga block here, that's up to you. Using your yoga block in the tall position will give you more room and a little more lift. It's actually easier with the yoga block, but not impossible without one. So fingertips to the mat. Use your fingertips for stability to give yourself as much room as possible through the upper body. All right, a little softness behind the knees, so the knees are not locked. You're going to step the right foot back. Uh-oh. Shifting forward. Just land on the ball of the right big toe. Nothing more than that. Place your hands in such a way that you feel steady and stable. Sole of the left foot pushes into the mat. Spread your toes on your right foot. Now lift your gaze, look beyond the edge of your mat. Create some room and length in the upper body. Now as your gaze shifts, be aware of how the weight is distributed in your left foot. Toes are spread on the right foot. Push the right heel away. Float your right big toe off the mat. If you feel steady, go ahead, lift right leg up. Keep your toes pointing down towards the floor so the hips stay level and square. Reach with the right heel. Reach. Keep the toes spread wide so both legs are equally long. Now if you feel steady, you can go ahead and bring your left hand to your hip. Belly and rib cage pulls in. Steady on the sole of the left foot, right leg reaches, and if you feel steady, go ahead and bring your right hand to your hip. Oh. Oop. Right hand comes down, then the left. Take a breath. Don't give everything up all at once. Take a breath. Both legs reaching, both legs strong, hips level. Now bend your right knee. Bend your left knee. Plant your right foot beside your left. Oh, bend your knees, fold over your thighs. Whew, that was tough. Keep the knees bent, rib cage resting on your thighs, and just walk your hands towards the right of your mat. Give your left hip a little pull back. Just a stretch out of the side of your hip there. Come back to center. Take a breath in, lift the eyes, look forward. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the eyes, look forward. And as you exhale, just walk your hands towards the left side of the mat. A little bit of flexion into the spine. And then come back to center. All right. Lifting the hips, soles of the feet press into the floor. You can feel the weight equally distributed over the four corners of both feet. Fingertips on the mat or using your block. I'm going to demonstrate with the block this time. Turning my block sideways, I think. No, tall, tall. So lengthen the back of the legs. Now just stepping, left foot back, landing on the tip of your left big toe. Feeling the weight in your right leg. Right foot. Spreading your toes on your left foot, reaching with the heel. Long and steady, you can feel your hip over top of your ankle. Hips level, left toes pointing down towards the floor. And then slowly floating, left foot off the mat. Reach with the left heel. Keep the toes spread wide. Keep the left leg active to take some of the work off the right. You can feel your right foot wiggling, hugging the ground, stabilizing you. Long through the upper body as you keep your gaze beyond the top edge of your mat. If you feel steady, go ahead, bring your right hand to your hip. Feel your weight shifting slightly, just gradually creating this freedom as you anchor to the floor. Pushing with the right foot, left hand coming to your hip. Breathe. Coming out, left hand comes down, then the right. Don't surrender everything all at once. Take a breath. Bending your left knee, bending your right knee. Left foot lands beside the right foot. Fold over your thighs. Now walk your hands towards the left side of your mat. Just stretching out the right hip. Bring the hands back to center. Take a breath in, lift the eyes up forward. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the eyes up forward. As you exhale, walk your hands towards the right side of your mat, stretching through the left hip. Hands coming back to center. Inhale, lift the eyes up forward. As you exhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling as you press the soles of your feet into the floor. Take a deep forward fold here. And bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Couple of breaths. Oh. Now bend your right knee, Sink into your left heel and just pull your left hip back. Just really exaggerate the stretch on the left side of your body here. Come back to center, both heels reaching towards the mat. Now lift the left heel, bend the left knee, pull the right hip back. Come back to center. One complete breath here in downward dog. And lift the heels, bring your knees all the way to the mat, and take a child's pose. Big toes together to touch, knees a little wider if you prefer. Forehead comes to the mat, rest it on your hands, a towel, a yoga block. Whatever you need. That was tough. One more breath. Slowly press up. Swing your legs round to the top of the mat. I'm going to turn towards the camera. All right. So sit tall. Now still grounding down through the feet. You can feel your heels resting heavily on the floor. Just relax your feet for a moment. A lot of intensity there for a little bit. So just wiggle your toes, kind of spread them wide, curl them tight, and just give them a little wiggle. I feel like I'm waving at you. All right, here we go. Let's stretch out the hips after that intense stretch. Balancing can be very tricky. If you have hip issues like tendonitis or bursitis, balancing on one leg can really be tricky. So let's stretch out the hips a little bit. We're going to do that with a twist. So bend your right knee, place the sole of your right foot on the floor. Now just slide your left foot in line with your belly button. Once your left foot is in place, hop your right foot over to the outside of your left foot. You really want the whole sole of your right foot connected to the floor. So again, ball of the big toe, inner heel, ball of the baby toe, and outer heel. If your foot does not reach the floor, you can go ahead and keep your foot to the inside of your left leg, pardon me. So you're going to hug. Use your hands to hug into your right knee and keep the upper body really long. Left hand holds the front of your knee, right knee pointing up to the ceiling as much as possible. Start to feel the stretch into the outer left hip here. Right hip. Right hand comes to the mat. Use your right hand, right arm to support the length and space in the upper body. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just turn to the right. Rotate through the shoulders and the rib cage, looking straight to the right. Now relax the shoulders. Take another breath. And as you exhale, sink the right hip down into the floor. If you want to take the twist deeper, that's up to you. So use your breath out and turn your head to look over your right shoulder, to the corner behind you. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, release the twist, coming all the way back to center. Uncross. Getting ready to go the other way now. Bend your left knee, left foot to the floor, Now slide your right foot into line with your belly button so it's in the center. Still want your toes spread wide on your right foot to keep the back of the heel anchored down. Hop left foot over to the outside, ground down through the ball of the big toe, the inner heel, ball of the baby toe, and the outer heel. If you can't get the whole sole of your foot connected to the floor, keep your left foot to the inside of your right leg. You can still do the twist. So holding the front of your shin, both hands, use that grip, that leverage spot, to lift and lengthen through the upper body. And feel yourself rolling into your sit bones. Right hand holds the front of your knee, left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Left hand, place it to the mat beside your hip. Use the whole palm of the hand to press into the floor, the full length of your left arm to support the upper body. Take a breath. And as you exhale, use your hand on your shin to bring you into your twist to the left. Relax the shoulders. Sink the left hip down. Really lengthen through the outer left hip as much as possible. Now you choose if you want to take the twist deeper, completely up to you. Wait for your exhale and turn to look along your left shoulder, the corner behind you. Breathe. Feel the crown of the head lifting up to keep the length in the upper body. Anchor through the legs, rising up, creating space in the upper body, space and freedom. With your next breath out, release the twist, coming all the way back to center. Release. Let's come down, all the way down onto the floor. Roll yourself back. If you want to work the core a little bit, go ahead and release down. If not, you can always hold the backs of your thighs and just slowly roll yourself down. Oh, it feels good to lie down. Sink into your hips. Oh, just relax through the shoulders, relax the arms. Walk your heels towards you. Get a sense that your feet are hip distance apart and your ankles are underneath your knees. Continuing to stretch out the hips a little bit here. Spread your toes. Yep, feel your toes pull away from the mat. Reach your arms out to the sides. Backs of the hands resting on the floor, wrists in line with the shoulders. Take a breath. And as you exhale, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot. Ankles stay strong as the knees go to the right. Just stretching out the front of the left hip. Rest, sink into the right thigh, right buttock. Keep the toes spread wide. Feel the pressure on the edges of your feet. Outside edge of the right foot, inside edge of the left foot. You don't need to press in. Just feel where the weight is resting. Just focus on keeping the toes spread wide so the ankles stay engaged. Now come back to center. Use the edges of your feet to press into the mat, coming back to center. Soles of the feet connected to the floor, toes still pulled away from the mat, still spread wide. Knees over top of ankles. Take a breath. And now as you exhale, roll onto the outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right foot as the knees go to the left. Feel the stretch in the right hip. Sink into the left buttock, outer left thigh. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. over top of the ankles. As you exhale, relax the toes, sink into your lower back. Cross your right ankle to your left knee. Spread your toes on your right foot. Keep the ankle strong so you can push the right knee away from you, just with your own muscle energy. Hips level. So if you feel your left hip pulling up, push it down. Feel the weight equally distributed on the back of the hips. Toes spread wide on your right foot. Keep the ankle strong. You don't want to overstretch the tendons in your ankle. Now take both hands. Begin to reach behind your left thigh as you bring your left knee in towards you, but keep your right knee pressing away. Spread your toes on your left foot. Keep the left leg strong and engaged so you can really work at pushing the right knee away. Relax the shoulders. Then release. Sole of the foot comes to the mat. Right foot comes to the mat. Cross your left ankle to your right knee. Spread your toes on your left foot so you can use your ankle, the strength of your ankle now, to help you push the left knee away. Equal weight on both hips. You might have to push the left hip down away from you slightly. Feel the hips level off. Take both hands. Reach behind the right thigh as you bring your right knee towards you. Spread your toes on your right foot. Keep the right leg strong to really help you push the left knee away, deepening the stretch in the left hip. Sink into your shoulders. Let the back of your head feel really heavy. And release. Right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor. Hands to your sides. Just take a moment to just massage out the lower back, letting your knees wave from side to side, and stretching your legs out one at a time, coming into final relaxation. Relax the soles of the feet. Feel the weight in your heels. Take another deep breath in, breathing in from the soles of your feet, sweeping up the entire length and breadth of the body, all the way to the crown of your head. And then exhaling, releasing back downward from the crown of the head all the way down, out through the soles of the feet. Do that 2 more times. Inhaling in through the soles of the feet, sweeping through the whole body, up to the crown of the head, and exhaling, releasing downward. Crown of the head, shoulders, hands, hips, legs, soles of the feet. 1 more time. Breathe in through the soles of the feet, up to the crown of the head, and exhaling all the way up, down, out through the soles of the feet. Let go of control of your breath now. Feel the heaviness at the back of the body. Sink into that. Feel the heaviness begin to take over. Feel the weight of your skeletal structure. Feel your muscles weighing heavily on your bones. And then feel your skin like a weighted blanket, completely covering you, anchoring you to the earth. Feeling steady and calm. Let the breath flow freely. Feel completely grounded. Completely trusting in the support beneath you. Allowing freedom to be in your breath. Now slowly begin to bring yourself back. Connect to the sounds in the room around you. Draw in a deeper breath. And as you exhale, reconnect to the sensations in your body. Bring some movement to your fingers, your toes, your hands, your feet. Now moving the arms and legs, slowly, completely returning. Bending your knees one at a time, place your feet on the floor. Gently roll onto your right side. Use your right arm to support your head and neck. A couple of breaths right here. Lingering in the safety of your yoga mat, the safety of the mind-body breath connection, the safety of the present moment. Slowly press up. Sit tall. Hands together in front of the heart. Eyes softly closed. Take a breath. A moment for gratitude. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be loved. May all beings be at peace. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.